All right. Been a hot minute since we did one of these. I forgot how to talk in front of the camera. I'm going to be so nervous. How we all doing? I was trying to get this set up originally with my old streaming software, and there's been so many updates that I have no idea how it works. What's up, Austin? Good to catch you live. Yeah, it's only the second time I've ever done a live. First time I did it with Copper Top, if you know him. So I don't do it very often, but I was feeling the urge. I was feeling the urge, and because I don't do it very often, I'm probably pretty bad at it. I used to stream on Twitch like forever and a half ago, but those were a long, long past days, and clearly I didn't do well enough because I don't do it anymore. So how are you though, man? Catch anything at Shot Show recently that caught your eye? Um, I know there was I was a little bit more hopeful about some cool things that were gonna pop up, and I didn't get it. I did not get it. I did actually subscribe to him after that first stream with him. Yeah, he does some cool stuff, and I appreciate the fact that he's just like so like chill about everything. I don't know about you, but when I was kind of starting to get into the gun world, and there's still plenty of it around these days, is everyone was just so intense. Everything has to be so serious. Everything has to be a JPC in multicam, or it's not worth doing. So I was just always tired of that, and so his content is always really nice as well because it's such a break from some of that try hard stuff that we always see so often. Oh, knock out the video while we're at it. Boop. Old school rifles like my grandpa's M14. They're stylish guns. They're stylish guns, and nobody can say otherwise. Nobody can say that they're not. Um, and I know this is just like the tactard nerd in me is I I don't like wood on guns. I don't like wood on guns, and I know that's probably a sin for most people, but it just I'm not for it. Okay, I want my gun to be either metal, covered in a bunch of quad rails, as we see. Like my AK doesn't have an ounce of wood in it, or nothing. So that's that. But that's just me. Like I'm not saying I'm right. I don't like wood guns. Wood supremacy. Oh, no. The thing is, they're classy, and it's a timeless look. So I can't blame you. And an M14, mm, we love it. I came into they were stylish guns. No one can say otherwise, but I'll say otherwise. I mean, I like all my stuff to have a bunch of gizmos and gadgets on it, and you can't do that with wood. But I do appreciate that there are some like because you see it with like AKs and stuff like that. When AKs are modernized and there's a little bit of wood in there still, there's like some embedded M lock. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I have no idea what guns we're talking about. Just wood on guns in general. Austin's kind of going back to the classic guns. Go both ways. I love an EBR M14 and the old school shoe guards M14 clone. Yeah, the EBR is awesome. The thing is, it's just if you like those things like I do, it comes with the pain of the immense weight of of those guns because they're heavy as shit. You like metal as well? Heck yeah, I like to hear that. I like that. I like that. Wooks is after my heart. They got that sweet wood look with the unlock stuff. Yeah, I remember. I've only seen a few things for it, so I don't know if they've expanded their line at all. But that is really cool. I think that's a pretty good balance of the people who like the more classic look, but also wouldn't mind putting a flashlight on their gun. So I think it's pretty cool. And honestly, there's got to be a huge market for it. I don't know how popular they are, but I figured they've got to be popular enough with a lot of folks. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Perfect. They have a kit that you can make an AR platform look like Tommy furniture, like the Tommy gun, like that old classic stuff. That can appeal to a lot of people, I'm sure. I am sure. All right, there we go. Pop out chat. I need a bigger chat window, folks, because I don't have my contacts in and I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. Thank God. Thank God. I was about to lose my mind trying to read these tiny little words. Okay. Tommy gun platform. That's pretty cool. I'd be pretty curious to see that. I'd be pretty curious to see it. I'd be pretty curious to see it. You don't give a fuck if it's wood or metal, and that's fine too. That's fine too. I mean, like I said, I don't like wood on guns. I've got one gun with wood, and that's my like father's old shotgun, and I won't change that because I'm not going to change a classic gun. But for me, I want to put rails on it. I want to put lasers on it because I'm that weirdo, and I get that, and I accept that there's probably some sin in there, but I can't stop myself. If it goes bang in the magazine with the gun, shot Moses Browning intended, I'm a fan. I know that's my dude. I know that's a bullpup. I know that's a bullpup jab. Okay. And magazines, magazines are intended to go into the back as well. You can use both. I promise you. Me and the AUG are firmly in the polymer gang. The AUG with the modernized furniture, like with the rails and stuff. I love it. I love it. Honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why I like the. Have you guys seen the furniture from Strike Industries for the P90, where it replaces the furniture and it just kind of modernizes it all? Love it, love it, love it, love it. You're still cool though. Well, I mean, maybe plastic firing hammer. What got you to buy your Chris Vector? I always wanted one because of the Division video game. Honestly, I think the first time I actually experienced the Vector was in Black Ops 2, and I kind of liked it in there. And then I did play a lot of Division 1, and I used the Vector quite a bit, and I just thought it was a cool gun. And so I bought the first one in 2020, and that's like the rifle version. Is that? Yeah. That's right there. As you can see, it's completely stripped because I'm getting ready to sell it. But I just thought it was a cool gun. I like the platform, and I like the idea of the whole recoil mechanism. Now, as everybody has told me 10,000 times in my YouTube comments, is it's wasted on semi-auto, which I get, but like some guns you just want to have that are fun. And the Vector, it was absolutely one of those. It was one of those. So I just liked it, and I saw it in a lot of video games, and I thought it was cool. And I'm like a lot of guys who came over from the video game world and got into the gun world. So I just thought it was rad. And so far with this new one, without the big long barrel on it, mint. I wish I could hold it for you guys, but YouTube has rules. But the Division video game definitely played a huge part in the style of guns I like. Read the comment before that you're still cool one, and it makes sense. Okay, wait. But if you love polymer, I swear, I mean, you're still cool. Polymer's okay. Polymer's okay. Like, I don't want a full polymer. I want polymer and I want rails. That's what I want. Reaver Live? What up, Anti-Wolf? Hello. Yes. I'm too poor for the 1200 RPM Vector. And that's the thing too, is everyone wants full auto, but none of us can afford full auto prices. And I'll put a FRT on the Vector eventually. I've got one for my AR that I haven't installed yet. We installed it on a friend's, and I haven't put it on mine because it was kind of a hassle. But it'll be one of those things where I use it for the novelty, and I'll probably go through like 1,000 rounds the first day just because it'll be awesome. And after that, I don't know how often I'll do it because I don't know if you know, but YouTube doesn't pay very well. Bro, none of us can afford full auto ammo. No. Who makes the FRT for the Vector? I've forgotten. Irish Weapons Supply, I believe his name was. I think I got his name wrong. But he reached out to me and he did a video on it and he got like an early copy, I believe. And he's got one and it's awesome. It is awesome. And it worked out really, really well for him too. I think he had a few hiccups. But he was in my DMs the other day, kind of talking to me about it because one of my vector videos kind of like got some views and he saw it and he's like, the FRT for it is awesome and it's coming. So I'm hoping to snag one soon, especially with this new vector build that I got going on. Nerf operator, what up? I saw your woes about CapCut, and trust me, the same day I was like, why is my CapCut not working? Like I had a whole like idea of like planning out a video and it wasn't working properly. And I was trying so hard to get this thermal video done and it didn't work. So I saw that. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that suffered, but it also sucks that everybody else was suffering and then they paywalled a bunch of stuff. Yeah, your setup is amazing. Looks like a crazy streamer setup. Before I started YouTube, I was a Twitch streamer. I wasn't a very good Twitch streamer, so it's not. I mean, nothing crazy. I only started YouTube because I couldn't do regular Twitch streams anymore because I went back to school and I just wanted like a slightly like creative outlet for myself. And now we're here. So kind of crazy, all things considered. How do you recommend starting videos? Honestly, dude, start off with your phone and then get yourself like a $20 mic. You can get a $20 mic from Amazon and try it out. Make like 15 videos. And if you like it, keep going because a lot of people spend a lot of money on equipment and then they end up not really liking it. So, and the phone cameras are so good these days. The mics aren't very good. Like I have a cheap one. And if you look at like my first couple of shorts, my first couple of videos, and you compare it to my audio now, so much worse. But the thing is, it does give consistent audio. So as you're turning your head, your phone isn't going to pick it up. And so it'll sound like you're cutting out. But if you've got a mic, it way easy. But just do it like that. Get yourself a $5 tripod and do it. And just do it. If you want to do it, try it. The worst thing that you're going to do is post things online and people are going to make fun of you. But even if you do something perfectly right, they're going to make fun of you. So once you get over the hate comment fear, it's fine. It's fun. Please do it. Please do it. If you've got anything, then absolutely do it. If you've got a little bit of the creative bug that you just want to share some stuff with, do it. Do it and just be a positive content creator. Okay. Sorry. That was my little bit of a YouTuber rant. I can probably look up who makes the FRT though. But because like I said, I'm gonna buy one, and I think it's just one person now. Would you be interested in getting an X95? Maybe. I like the X95. I don't think the X95 is different enough to get another one because I've got my SAR right here, which is just the non-updated model. There's a couple things like I like the button mag release and stuff like that, but I don't think I would get it right now. There's some other things that I'm more interested in before getting it, but I love bullpups, and so I'll probably get it eventually. But there's a couple others that I want to try out first, like the Hellion or the A3 Triad kit. I'd probably get those first. Maybe a P90. It's been heavy on my mind lately. I've been really sucked into submachine guns ever since the Flux Raider. I might have a mighty need for one now for the yeah, for sure, for the FRT. Yeah, awesome. Because I mean, even though you don't have to fire it in full auto all the time, which I mean, like I said, it's expensive. Cool, it's cool and it's rad, and you get to experience the vector the way it was meant to be enjoyed, and that recoil system is doing what it was meant to do, which is kind of cool. Full auto 100% overrated. USSC rifle can count on both hands how many times I've had that rifle on full auto for sure, and like with like 5.56 and larger calibers, like it's wild. Like I mean, the only full auto I've used on like 5.56 rifles is going to be with an FRT, which simulates it. It's not the same. I get it, and for me, it's too much. I'm sure you can train and be better at it. With submachine guns, a little bit different because a little bit more controllable, especially with the vector, because like it is meant to be. Its whole thing is meant to be like that, and it's just way easier to control. Would I shoot it like that all the time? No. But when my buddies come down and you wanna mag dump a whole steel target, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blow a drummy on it just so I can LARP like I'm playing the Division or something like that, or Escape from Tarkov, shooting rip rounds into everyone's legs. Any chance you start streaming regularly again? Maybe it's I want to do at least like a live stream once or twice a month on YouTube. But I'll get into Twitch again eventually too. Just because you can handle guns and stuff like that. And I would really like to do that a little bit more. I wouldn't say do it on a weekly basis. I just got a lot going on, and like I thought when I was done with school, I'd be have a lot more time. But I mean, it's just there's always something that's going to suck away your time. But I do want to do it more regularly. But I don't know if I'd be on a like on a schedule or something like that. Don't hesitate to waffle on ideas for 6 months. Just get out there and film it. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, yeah, do it. Like, get out there and do it. And there's nothing wrong with it. If anything, you can just use it to like look at yourself and see the ways you can improve. Because you can like, oh, I'm bringing my rifle down instead of right up, or I'm slowing down, and you can just use it as a training aid. It's a big difference in audio, definitely for sure. Because I mean, one's a $20 mic, one's like a $150 mic. But the thing is, like, if you don't know that's what you want to do, then you don't have to, and you don't have to have an expensive setup to do it. I didn't. I think I was doing YouTube for like 6 months or so before I like upgraded my setup, and like I was a couple thousand subs, and it was great. It was great, and it turned out to be something that I did like, and so I felt justified making my purchase. Because something that also comes with that is once you start getting more equipment, filming is a lot harder. Like once I got like full camera setup, I was managing ISO and frame rates and stuff like that. While with the phone, everything was auto. So there's some simplicity to it, which sometimes I think about those were easier days. Did you need any cool tactical gear for the holidays? I got a Streamlight TLR1 HL and level 3 retention holster from Safariland as a gift for my G17. First off, sick. TLR1 is or awesome light. I've got a TLR sub on my Vector, not my Vector, but my what's it? My favorite thing ever, the Flux Raider, and great lights, great lights. I don't think I didn't get anything cool for the no, I don't think so. I ordered some stuff from Spec Precision, the guys that made the mall, because there's a purse that I wanted, and then they made a knockoff Evo Steiner or Leopold Evo D Evo, and it sucked. It's unusable. Completely wasted $150. Other than that, no. But we did get some of our merch stuff in, which I was pretty excited about. So if you count merch as tactical, yeah. What level 3 retention holster did you get? Oh, from Safariland. You got the Safariland. Great holster. I just wish the activation method was a little bit different. But I mean, skill issue, of course. Working on scripting and whatnot for Destiny 3 series and whatnot. That hopes for Division 3. I mean, Division just announced that they were doing like a realism mode, right? Where it's like one-shot headshots and stuff. I would really love for them to steer more into that direction because I hate bullet sponges. I hate it. In a Tom Clancy game. If I'm playing Destiny, sure, let me shoot this ogre 10 billion times. But if I'm playing a Tom Clancy game, one-shot headshots. Okay, yeah, Super Sucks. Apparently they this is about CapCut, which is this editing software. So Super Sucks. Apparently they reversed a bunch of the paywalled stuff. It left a sour taste in my mouth trying to edit. I mean, the thing is, it's nice that they backed it up, but I mean, so easily that they'll change it on you. Yeah, I've been thinking about changing editing software as well, but we'll see. What up, my dude? Always happy to catch Reaver live. What's up, Diablos? How are you? Get an AUG. AUG's definitely on the list just because it's like it's an iconic gun, and I like interesting looking guns. I find AR so boring. I like shooting my AR, my short AR, really fun, but it doesn't bring me the excitement like the way the bullpups do. Streamer approach. What's up, Nico? You see the Hellion is getting some aftermarket parts to look like the Swordfish from Black Ops 4. No, but I'm intrigued. Black Ops 4. I can't remember that gun. I don't think I played Black Ops 4. I played the Black Ops where they had blackout mode, and that was like the best battle royale game mode of all time. Kitty? Yeah, I've got a bunch of cats running around here. I've got 3 kitties, so I hope you enjoy it. Kidder, yeah. Could do gun screaming team, chill and see that's what I would like to do, just something chill. Like I'm working on a project where I'm like editing or something like that, and I can just chill with everyone. I think that'd be really, really rad. Reaver live range day is what I'm hearing. I'll probably do one eventually. I'll probably do one eventually because there is a rumor that I don't hit my shots. When in actuality, I've hit 2 shots. Thank you very much. 2 shots. Springfield, Hellion. Yeah, I really, really want to get one. I have a genuine question for you. Are you going to play Amnesia the Bunker soon? I don't have any plans to play it. I have a friend who loves the Amnesia video games. And so maybe what I'll do, because I've been trying to get like him and his wife and Quantum to like hang out more because I'm just trying to have like more of a life. And I bet that would be like the one where we could do like couch co-op and then or like switch it off and he can just sit in my living room and we can all just bullshit and play the game. I watched a little bit of gameplay for it from a couple streamers and it looks cool, but I don't think it's something that I plan on playing individually. I can't wait to get my hands on a Wolverine. See, Wolverine's one that I'm super interested in as well. They can swap between 5.56 and 300 blackout and get a cherry palm muzzle brake so I can put a Q suppressor on it. Sick. I I don't care for guns that you can switch between calibers because I'm so tired of taking stuff apart and putting it back together. I can see the appeal for it. It just isn't for me. Zero, hello. Good to see you as well. Yeah, it's good to live stream again. It's good to live stream again, my man. Run an MK46 on Division 2 with the gunner perk, and you're able to run almost 180 rounds and max out additional LMG perk that will waste bullet spongy and get back up with a shotgun. Okay, all right. I haven't played in a couple of years. I'll be honest. I think the last time I played the Division is when they were doing the high rise, and I had a pretty good build. It was like some biohazard LMG. I forget what it was called, but it like added a super cool buff to everything. So I really liked it. Yeah, you and Shill's not a comp shooter, right? Yeah, Shill's not a comp shooter. I had a guy from my Discord, Shill in Discord. He's a comp shooter that we had on the channel a few weeks ago, and awesome dude. I was able to learn so much. Anyone saying that like comp shooting is a waste of time are people that don't hit targets. They just don't want to be slow compared to other people. If it's not for you, that's fine, but it's not a waste of time. I think it's so cool. I'm a tactard, and I learned a lot in my one day with a shooter. Have you ever thought about getting an MP5? MP5 is 100% on the list. I was, especially after making the Hunk video, I've had a pretty big desire for it. I was going back and forth between getting an MP5 or a P90. I don't know which one I want first because I've been thinking about tax return gun, and I know that's silly, right? Whatever. Maybe I'll get a bullpup like an A3 Triad kit or an MP5 or a P90. I don't know. It's Forrest. I know, my man. I know. The Hellion is goated, by the way. Completely changed my mind about bullpups. That's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. I'm curious for tactical home defense, Vector versus P90. Oof. If both of them are SBR'd, for example, so both the same length, I think I would go P90. Oh no, not P90. Excuse me. I think I would go Vector just because I can rock hollow points in it, and I don't know what kind of hollow point options are available for 5.7 rounds. I don't know, but that's just me at the moment. I think that's what I do, and I can also train more with 9mm because it's a lot cheaper to shoot. So I'd go Vector. I'd go Vector. That's probably going to get me like canceled. Are you going to get an M24 now, or is that on the list of weapon systems you want? It's not on the list currently. It would be sick, but not currently on the list. But I mean, if the opportunity arose and I was financially able to do it, yes. I'll be changing jobs soon, and I'm hoping to get a little bit of a pay bump. So if that happens, then we can buy more guns, people. We can buy more guns. Gonna be slow at my first comp next week. Sick. Gonna go be slow. I mean, the thing is, first comp, everybody, as long as you go in there with an open mind, and this is just what everybody's told me because I've never shot a comp. everyone always says just like they're so willing to pass you on like their knowledge and stuff like that. So long as you're in there, you're not trying to be an ass and be like you're better than everyone else. I think they're all willing to pass on that knowledge. Three Gun was started by ex-military and law enforcement combat shooting style stages. I mean, there you go. There you go. Comp came to be because of that. Making sure I'm not missing any messages here, folks. If you do, just spam it in the chat. I'm genuinely curious what you do for a living. Like, what is your career? Because I really like to know what you do. So a pretty huge chunk of my current job, I spend like 50% or more of my time is I do sexual assault investigations. Um, and I'm pretty happy to get out of that field. My degree that I just finished in October is in cybersecurity. So I'm working to get into penetration testing. So I get paid to hack someone's server and say, hey, this is what you need to fix. So that's what my current degree is in. But that's what I do now. No, so I do a tax return suppressor every year. I think I'm gonna I might take a chunk of my tax return and get an Osprey suppressor and then just mount that and keep it dedicated on the Vector just because it's a perfect fit for it. I would say I keep scrolling and it scrolls like 15 messages at a time. I would say MP5 is better than the P90 at least in the US because it's easier to mod. Honestly, you're right. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Strike Industries chassis for the P90 is kind of a big deal at the moment and why people are getting all hot and bothered like I am because it's pretty cool. And it's one of the only options for it. And the aftermarket for the MP5 is way more massive. The only thing the P90 has that's cool is the fact that it's a P90 and there's really nothing like it. Both SBRs, good point. Yeah. Yeah. I think for sure I would go Vector. MP5 has a lot of options and it is fun. And it's just, I mean, it's a tried and true platform. It is as far as sub guns go, I think it's number one in everyone's mind. Official Cold Harbor kit when? See, that's a great question because I know I said I was going to do that, and then I got sucked into a bunch of other stuff, and I was about ready to graduate, and I completely forgot about it. But I can get that set up pretty easily. But like, what primary will we do for that? Because I just need to get like a JPC, which I can order at any time. And I've wanted a JPC in the kit for a while now. So what primary would you go with for the Cold Harbor kit? Because I'm ready to do that. And that would be like a really fun video to do once spring hits. I got an idea to make a super shorty G3 type Nerf build in the future. I think it says a lot of joy about short barrel battle rifles. Man, you are speaking my language, my man. You are speaking my language. The short barreled battle, and I know you don't get out everything out of the whole the caliber that way, but like I love the short barreled scars and things like that. My can you see it? My RFB. Oh, come on. My RFB. It's got a 21-inch barrel, and I want to like cut this down to like 15. It would be really cool, but it just makes it way more handy, of course. But I think it's sick, especially with like the G3 platform. I think the G3 platform is rad. I did a turf gun. Or I did a 2-gun. It's Nerf wrecking your first stage, and everyone just supports one another. It's just fun. See, that's what you love to hear. That's what you love to hear. And there's just a lot of cool guys out there. I know a lot of people are like really nervous about a lot of stuff, but I think most of the time you get out there and you just have a lot of fun. And then you become like a regular and you make a lot of friends that way. So it's a good way to meet people. Okay. Possible more, especially with the Tri-Well being discontinued. Congrats on graduating. Yeah, I was. You're graduating in May. Love to hear that, man. Love to hear that. It is such a milestone, especially when you get like older and you go back to school. It's so hard to do, but congratulations. That's very exciting as well. Dang, that guy kind of cute. What's up, Quantum? We got Quantum in the chat, y'all. 2-gun looks so fun to watch, but I feel like the minute I do it, my brains are going to fart so bad. The thing is, I think so long as you accept the fact that your first run is going to be absolute dog shit, it's fine. Like I'm like because I'm going to go. I want to hit one with a comp shooter when he comes back to my state. And like did the first one that or try to hit one with my dude AZ. We've been trying to set something up, but my schedule's just been rough, and I haven't been able to pull it off. But go in with the idea is like you're going to be awful, and make sure that everyone knows is like, yeah, I'm going to be awful. Like I would love any tip that you can give me, and take it. And like you can't take every tip, of course, because it might not work for you. But I think if you go in that frame of mind, just go and have fun. Don't try to go past the speed of your skill level, and you'll be fine. Like if you got to go slow to hit your targets, go slow to hit your targets, and just have fun with it. MP5 also has drip. Doesn't matter if it's PTR, Center, or whatever. They all kick ass. Man, and for sure. The thing is, like, one of the things I hate about YouTube is like if you have something that like a not like a, for example, like a Zenith, I think is like the name brand one. I know people talk shit on AP5s and stuff too. It's like if you don't have like the name brand one, everyone just tries to discredit you, and it's like it's just a fun gun. I mean, especially if you're like a gun tuber, you just like it's a hobby. It's like, I just like the platform. It's cool. What's up, Copper Top? Yes, live. I had the draw to do it. I was going to do it yesterday, and then I ended up doing it today. I was going to put most of my bonus towards my car, but a tax return bonus towards a suppressor sounds pretty good. I mean, you got to protect your hearing, all right, and that's how you explain it to everyone. You're protecting your hearing. And I mean, depending on what your platforms are, I've been really excited, or I've been really stoked about my suppressor because I've been able to put it on every single one of my platforms, and I'm getting my money's worth out of it. I'll slowly expand because putting it back and forth and changing configurations can be kind of annoying. But the only thing more annoying than that is getting like a 5.56 suppressor, not being able to use it on like your sub guns because you don't want to shoot 5.56 that day. Were you previously on the Discord? I love the MP5, especially if you can update the Surefire 4N light to a more powerful light and an aimpoint comp for. See, that's the look. That is the look we're going for. That is peak. If you can upgrade the lumens, love it. Love it. MP5 is perfect for diehard LARPing. Absolutely. See, but the thing is, when I think MP5, I think of Hunk. That is my first thing. But Die Hard is absolutely one of those things. The only problem is like I can't pull off the Die Hard look, so that won't be one that I ever try. Okay, genuine question. What is like your weapon system wish list? Like, what are some future weapon systems that you want to buy in the future? Oh yeah, for sure. I want a 308 Scar. I know everyone kind of just is like whatever about them. I want a 308 Scar. I do. And I want to SBR it. That's probably going to be one like maybe later this year. But right now I'm kind of pushing. I'll probably go either P90 or MP5. I think that'll be like probably my next purchase because I've been really liking sub guns, just the lightweight systems too, and I think they're really fun. And then Scar. As far as other things, I wouldn't mind some form of like modernized M14. I also want an AK, a 5.56 AK, in like an SBR version. Those are all like a crank on it, or like a crank. Those are all kind of like what is currently like on my mind. But every now and again, it's just I see something and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm spending all my money on right now, and that's what I do. But those are the ones that are like hovering around the top of my list at the moment. P90 just because I've used it in all the video games, and it would be cool to do a different manual of arms. I love guns with a different manual of arms because learning how to use it is half the fun. You're just like fidgeting with it. So cool. Basic M4 with a BCM style handguard would be good for the Cold Harbor setup. Perfect. Defo something with a Unity riser. I can do that. I can make this gun into something like that. I think that'll be perfect for a little bit of a Cold Harbor LARP. Mark 18 EOTech with 3 times magnifier, 16-inch with LPVO with offset red dot sight. Hell yeah, that would work too. That would work too. And I have been wanting to just do a little bit of a magnifier setup. They're not my favorite, but yeah. What's the Discord? This seems like a good group, dude. The Discord is awesome. The Discord is awesome. I've been the group that is like formed, and this is nothing that I've done. I only just created the Discord. The people that are in there are super cool, but the link is in my description of my YouTube profile. So hit it up. Hit it up. It's good stuff. Two gun challenge to blast. Nothing like throwing a 45-pound kettlebell and running before you try and hit 40, 101 yards of support. See, that's cool. That is cool. Like the people saying that the comp shooting isn't cool. Like you go and do that, and it's one of those things that helps make it a little bit more realistic. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be realistic. For a lot of us, is gun is just it's become a hobby. We like the idea of self-defense and stuff like that, but like honestly, like most of our time is spent more on like the hobby aspect of things because that's what we like. Is it dual purpose? Absolutely, but not everything has to be so goddamn serious. Hey Reefer, sorry I haven't been on. Got arrested by ICE at a protest and haven't been and been busy preparing for an upcoming trial. Hope you're doing well. Well, man, good luck with that. Good luck with that. One sec. This one wants me to. Would you like to luck out now? Yes. Good luck. I hope everything goes well. Okay. See, this thing just scrolls. Okay. Every time a shooter says yes after, do you remember the course of fire is a lie? That is true. I actually did that with Shield the other day. It's like, do you know the course of fire? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. We just came up with it 2 seconds ago. Simple course of fire, and I messed it up. And he's like, yeah, you missed. You didn't shoot these two targets. Like, I'm an idiot. 100% learn to enjoy and have fun in your comp before and take it super seriously. Rather than before you take it super seriously, you're there to beat yourself, not the other competitors. Absolutely. And that's the thing is like you go in, what do you want to do? I want to work on target transitions. At the very least, you walk away with a list knowing of what you got to do to be a better shooter. And that's cool. You're also going to do an escape from target build soon. I like we can absolutely do like a escape from Tarkov build. I don't know exactly what I do because the world is kind of open for that. I think the go-to build would be like some sort of AK, just because that game is so well known for the customization of AKs in there. It's crazy. So if I were to get another AK, I would probably do an Escape from Tarkov LARP because I already did the one with this. Oh my god, this AK here for the Stalker video, and I would want to do something that's different enough that it is different. It doesn't feel like I'm rehashing the same thing with the same gun. But if I were to get like a 5.56 AK, I would totally do it. I'd totally do it like an AK 102 or something. I've all these like plans and ideas of things that I want to do. And then assembling the kit is so expensive. Like the what was it? The hunk loadout video, so expensive to do. Like bulletproof helmets and stuff like that. It just costs so much money. I got everything for a future soldier loadout, and I am just sitting on that stuff because I couldn't get it to like come to fruition like I was hoping for. And I spent hundreds of dollars on that stuff, and it's sitting there. My plan for going back to suppressors, my plan is a multi-cal suppressor so I can do subsonic 300 black and a 10.5, but also get a 10.5 barrel for sure. I mean, that's the way to do it. At least that you can put it on like a couple of your rifles for sure. I'm all for it. If and this is just my experience, I don't like direct thread suppressors. I know people feel differently. But I love the locking collars that are on a lot of suppressors these days, like the Silencer Co. one that I've got. The locking collar is just so secure because if that starts to come undone, you're just like doing an FRT dump or something like that, and it's coming loose. Like it's sometimes hard to know, and you can't always check your suppressor because it's burning hot, so you naturally don't want to do it. So my recommendation would be get something with a locking collar, but that is my experience, and I only have one. So take that with a couple of grains of salt. Thoughts on headlamps for practical application when practicing? Went out last weekend. I was doing some practice with some friends at night and used a red light headlamp and found it to be good. I think that's great, especially if you if you don't have like a weapon mounted light or something like that. Like, yeah, sure, like that's great. I'm a huge fan of headlamps. In one of my earlier videos, I was talking about like chest rigs and stuff like that. And just having like a headlamp in that or in your car is awesome because headlamps are so useful for so many different situations. So if you have like a setup that you would use it for, then yeah, absolutely. I want a SCAR too. Man, they're so drippy. I know people don't like them too much, but I mean, now maybe the new ones are a little bit better. I don't like the look of them quite as much, but I like the old school rails. If you don't mind me asking, what are some of your favorite want to own HK guns? Oof, man. I mean, I think we all know the one HK gun that we all want. What is it? The MP7. We all want the MP7. That's what I want. I don't simp for too much for brands and things like that, but I want that. I want that. As far as other HK guns, I mean, I don't have anything that I'm like super like head over heels for. I just want the MP7. MP5, P90. If you had to marry one gun, what would it be? P90. I'd marry the P90. I'd definitely marry the P90. 308 Scar 20 is on the list. Heck yeah. I'm tired of long barrel guns. I just have enough like 16-inch, 21-inch barrel guns that whatever I get now, whatever I buy is going to be short barrel versions, pistol versions, and just for like the sake of variety. And I like a lightweight gun. We enjoy bullying Reaver. Yeah, most of the Discord is just bullying me. So if you see that going on, just know that the ones that do it there is it's out of love. It's not like the hate comments that I read on YouTube every day. It's an expression of love. Yes, it is absolutely an expression for love. Discord joined. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Everyone, there's a lot of folks that like jump into the VCs. Feel free to jump into there when it's like Autism Anonymous or whatever. I mean, it's just cool to shoot the shit with people. You just want to borrow my Escape from Tarkov AK? Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I feel like an Escape from Tarkov kit is pretty much whatever you want to run IRL without judgment. I mean, the thing is like, it really is. What I would do is I would build a Timmy loadout. A Timmy loadout would kind of be kind of funny with the basic clothing and BDUs and like the cheap kits that a lot of basic PMCs would use, because I think that would be kind of funny. If you could only have one analog NVG, what would it be? Probably. Honestly, I've been pretty PVS 14 with like an L3 Harris unfilmed tube. I think it's affordable. It's going to last a long time. It's tough. I've been liking my tubes, and PVS 14s aren't like the most lightweight or anything like that, but they are rugged. They're reliable. They're tried and true, and you can get whatever mount for them. So probably that. Okay. If you were going to go all in on a new caliber, what would you like to try? Imagine the scenario. It's available and cheap. I would probably go 6.5 Creed. I like long range shooting. I'm not really good at it. I think I like it because it's a little bit different. And when I was shooting long range, it was only 1,000 yards, so it's not like it's a turbo long range. But honestly, hitting a man-sized target 1,000 yards ain't easy. It ain't easy. But Creedmoor, just like, it was noticeably different than running my 308s. So I'd probably want to do that. Or if I was to like get into like the spear, what is that? 6.8 arc or what? No, 6.8 Fury, 8.6, 6.8 Fury is what it is. What the military spear is. That would be fun too. That would be fun too. Yo, my boy, what's up, my man? What do you think of the Primary Arms HGX1? Loved it. I love that optic. And part of the reason why is because I do like the Vulcan reticle. Some people really don't like it for concealed carry and stuff like that. I thought it was brilliant. People say you can like fix things with dry fire and stuff like that. And for sure, you can like practice dry fire in front of your mirror for 2 hours a day and be able to be so good at drawing your weapon. But in some sort of self-defense scenario, it's not like that. And you might be like pushed back. You might not get a good draw on your gun, and you can just find your dot so much faster. I loved it. Held zero, sat so low. It looks pretty good. A lot of the new optics these days, I don't have Hollow Sun red dots because I think they're fucking ugly. That's just me. I didn't like the acro partially because it looked ugly on my VP9. Sorry, but the HEX one or HEX one, awesome, super super cool. I just think it's slightly too high. If I was building out a new gun and I didn't have suppressor height sights on it already, and I could save $100 by not buying that, I would just do that, and it would be warranted for me. But my VP9 already had it on, and I also didn't want to wait. I will say I will probably get that within the next couple of years, so long as there aren't any glaring issues or they like phase it out. That's absolutely something I'd get. If you want it, for sure, it's going to be a good optic for you. Just know that it's a little expensive, but they're cool and they're great. Build an AR-10 that you can make it way better than a SCAR. The thing is, that's probably true. But part of it is I have the desire to make a SCAR just because of like using it in video games, and it's just a cool factor for me. The second cool is nothing fancy. Always said you could definitely build an AR-10 for better, fast, and cheaper. But that's one of my main draws. Is like I look at it, I'm like, ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, I'm talking too much, guys. I got to take a drink. But yeah, your RFB 24 inches thick. I love the RFB. I wish I had the 18-inch version. I will say, because when you get that thing up there, okay, 21-inch barrel, awesome. So it throws that 308, but then you put a suppressor on it. Running and gunning with that, with the thermal and the IR laser, like I ruined my guns because I put so much shit on it. But oh my god, I wanted the 18-inch barrel version. I really did. I've fought the urge to buy a second one because I see them for like $700 at my local gun store, and I'd do it, but I would just outfit it with Lucky Irishman rail stuff again. But I love the gun. Great gun. And truly it makes 308 such an amazing caliber. But holy shit, when you're running and gunning with it or just like hiking with that, oh, hurts my back. You have to build it though. The AR-10, yeah, for sure. Okay. Sorry. If you ever see a delay, it's just because I go to scroll and it goes all the way to the bottom. Any recommendations for a suppressor for my Daniel Defense 9mm PCC? I am not incredibly well versed on suppressors. When I went and bought my suppressor, I went into the store and said, I want something I can use on every gun. And they gave me two options. And it was a Dead Air Sandman of some kind and the Silencer Co. And like, I'll take the Silencer Co. And that's what I did. So I'm not super well versed on it. I have liked Silencer Co. So if you go through them, I don't think you'll have a bad setup. And I like their mounting system. I really, really like their mounting system. Howdy, what's up, Wizard? Reaver, where is the emo range baddie this fine evening? Emo range baddie is both a suppressor and a physicist. So she's in meetings like all evening tonight. She was in the chat a little while earlier, but she can probably hear me, or she's watching this. She can join me at any time, and she'd be probably happy to join. Yo, same on 6.5 Creed. It's here to stay. 1K large, 1K yards is. I felt awesome. I felt awesome hitting 1,000 yards. Like that was firing, waiting, and not, instead of seeing dust, hearing boom come back. All of us were like, yes. It's a very unique feeling, just with the delay and stuff like that too. So like for sure. So 6.5 Creed, I think is definitely one that I would love to get more into. Oh, I don't have it up there. My Ruger Precision is in 308. It's only been in one video, and that's my digital scopes video. It doesn't come out very often. I wish I would have got that in 6.5 Creed instead of 308s, but that was 10 years ago. Have you ever had any thoughts of getting more shotguns on the channel? Yes, I almost impulse bought a man, it was like an 850 or something like that at the gun store because it had like a sick heat shield on top because it looked like a gun from Halo, and I almost thought it was like $1,000, maybe $900. The only reason why I didn't do it is because I had just spent a bunch of money on something else. I bought a motorcycle like 2 weeks previous. I'm like, I should save a little bit of money. But yes, I love shotguns. They're super powerful. I like a very versatile platform. So honestly, that's definitely one that I need to put a little bit more time into. And honestly, I need to bring the KSG back. It's been over a year since the KSG has been on the channel, so we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. Is that or something dumb as fuck like a 458 SOCOM? I mean, pretty cool too. I've only used 458 SOCOM in video games in Modern Warfare 2019, so I don't know much. Nocturne Chimera quads would be awesome. Yeah, I've been I've been on this huge desire for quads recently. Huge desire for quads. And the Chimera ones are like way more affordable than the Harris ones. And I might end up going that way within a couple years. Or if suddenly like my channel kicked off or I got some great sponsors or something, I would really like that because nothing is more fun than shooting night vision for me. I don't know what it is, but it's just ever since Splinter Cell, I just can't stop myself. So pair of quads would be awesome. This Vi Tactical or something like that makes digital quads, and I've been wanting to get a set forever. I've only heard mixed things about it, so I don't think they're very good. But if I ever did a Hound Wolf squad from Resident Evil, I would get the quads, and then that would be my reasoning for it. But the Nocturne Chimeras are way more affordable, so I could definitely see myself doing that. Honestly, I feel like my kit in Tarkov IRL would be mixed between Army of Two and some Ghost Recon mixed together. I mean, that's the beauty of Tarkov is like you can put like anything in there, anything in there. Would you ever buy a FAL? Yes, but only in like the 10.5 inch with the quad rails. That's the only one that I'm interested in. I don't have 1000K ranges where I live. We had to go out somewhere, like we had to drive to the middle of nowhere and do it and then sterilize all the land. People do it a lot, which is one of the reasons why like I hate when people are just like throwing rounds into nothing. We were in like completely flat, uninterrupted land, so it was easy to sterilize. Go to rifle red dots. People don't like it, but I love the Vortex UH1. I've got 3 of those. I bought an AR. I bought this AR. I bought that AR. Ooh, I bought that AR because I could get a Vortex Huey on it for free. And so I just bought it because I'm like, well, it pretty much pays for itself at that point in time. So definitely that. Its night vision performance is not as good as like the EOTech. But like if I had to run one thing, it would be that. It'd be that. It's a holographic, so I mean that's not a red dot, but I mean it's the same fucking thing. I'm at Nevada, safe place to shoot one kid public land. A downside is there's no fucking trees in the state. Well, I mean, you got to bring your own shade. What's the current meta for budget nods? Current meta is going to be the PVS 14 with a bridge or just a single one. I don't like single tubes. Especially with like a lot of the things I've only done single tubes, monos with digital, but I enjoy having both eyes seeing the exact same thing. It just makes more sense for my brain. So that's what I would do. There's Quantum right there. I must be so far behind. I'm so sorry, guys. I will get to your comments if I'm a little bit behind. Oh, do you want to say hi, Quantum? There she is. There she is. She's currently a professor right now, so she's all dressed up, but she's probably off to her next meeting. Thank you, darling. Give me a real kiss. You guys are about to see some PDA. I wasn't expecting it to be that hard, but a welcome surprise. So current meta for budget nods, I would honestly say PVS 14. PVS 14. There are places to get them on like Facebook marketplaces and stuff Facebook groups. If you do that, just make sure that the person selling it has a bunch of vouchers from the group, but you can save a lot of money that way. Okay. Cat mob for the 9mm PCC if you're going to go super safe. If not, street crack. Okay. If you had $1 million, what would you spend it on and what would you do with it? Okay. Well, first off, I'm going to invest half of it. just to be responsible. I'm going to invest half of it, and that the interest from that is going to pay for my ammo the rest of my life. That's step one, people. I just got out of a financial meeting, so that there we go. And then the rest of it, quad knots. I wouldn't buy a new helmet because I love my Team Wendy. And then honestly, okay. Here it is. Here it is. Here's really what I'd spend it on. I'd go buy a house with a bunch of land. That way I wouldn't have to go and haul steel targets every single time I go and set up shit, or I wouldn't have to be a YouTuber and get seen being a YouTuber. Nothing is more embarrassing than being in like a LARP outfit, like a turbo LARP outfit with like a mask and all that, and then being seen by like some regular guy with his gun, like his Glock 19 that he just wants to put some rounds into, or is zeroing his hunting rifle. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. So I would buy land that I could make into a range. That really is where I'd suck a lot of my money into. But the very first purchase would be quads. Like I wouldn't even look at a house. I'm like, quads, buy them right away. And I know, like, I know they're overhyped. That's what everybody says. I just want to experience it. Fel OSW, my brother. I love that foul setup. It's exactly what I'd want. It's exactly what I'd want. Am I the only one that wants to run a short barrel AR-15 but don't want to feel like the people who have nothing but a buffer tube and the one and one handing it? No, you are not. The what is it? The SB Tactical Brace. This thing, you can't really see it in this just because my camera quality is like trying to compensate for low light. That's a great brace. I would never run it without like a butt or whatever, but that's awesome. That's awesome. Or just SBR because the tax stamp is free these days. Note on the quads, I have the GPNVGs and they are cool, but save the money and run APNVGs or Nocturne. Side note, actually won a costume contest for us as K9 from RE8. I want to see it. Either message it to me in the Discord or because I actually would love to pick your brain on that a little bit more. Send me a DM on Instagram or something like that because one, I want to see your K9, and yeah, and I would love to pick your brain on the GPNVGs. Are they like the Harris ones? Are they digital or what? I'm assuming they're the Harris ones. But I would, like I said, I'd love to pick your brain because that is an investment. I would love to hear some folks. What the fuck is a tree? All you have is cactuses down there, from what I hear. Or I think what is it? I call it a Joshua tree. What current trends in the gun industry are you seeing that you don't like? Man, kind of old, but goober mounts, the GBRS stuff. I think it's dumb. But that's just me. And trends that I really, really hate is really expensive risers. And that just falls right into that as well. Really, really expensive risers. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why a little bit of piece of milled aluminum is $300 and it's half the price of an aim point. I don't get it. I don't get it. As far as some other things, and this is my uneducated opinion. The thermals, like zero magnification thermals, like a non-scope. I'm seeing a bunch of those lately, and a couple companies have reached out to me to like do a review on them, and I just don't see a point. I'll probably do something with it eventually because maybe I'm just uneducated. But if you're using thermal, and this is for like a tactical situation, if you're using thermal on a red dot, like you can probably see them already. And dealing with like the lag and stuff, I would just rather run a dedicated red dots. If there was an overlay, a thermal overlay, I would be all for it. But I feel free to educate me. I'm not totally sure on that. I'm not totally sure. Like pistol thermal red dots, I don't get it. With the caveat, here's my caveat, people, is if you're doing like hog hunting or like rabbit hunting, and it's just kind of like that, like varmint hunting, I can see a little bit more of a reason for that. But please, like, educate me on what your thoughts are. But I'd love to know. But as far as trends go, expensive shit like that, I don't like. As far as other trends, I'm not quite sure. The and this has been ongoing forever, is people taking it too seriously. Okay. It's not everything has to be serious. Not everything has to be for a tactical application. My KSG is never going to be used for a home defense situation. I'm grabbing my pistol. Maybe I'm grabbing my Flux Raider. Okay, maybe. But honestly, I don't get it. There was an ad right as you guys kissed. That's funny. That's funny. We did keep it PG. We did keep SB3 is a decent. SB5 is supposed to be way better. I wouldn't know the difference between the two, but I'll take your word for it. Who do you think would win in a fight, Hunk from Resident Evil or Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 8? No guns, just fists. Chris. Chris is an absolute unit. And Hunk is very clever and he's very skilled. But I think Chris would win. I think Chris would win. What do you think? Are you going to buy Quantum a whole bunch of stuff too? If you do get a whole $1 million, I mean, obviously, really was what I do is she's a huge space nerd. Our first date was stargazing. We were looking at a lunar eclipse and I brought out my night vision and like, do you want to look at the stars through real night vision? And she's like, ooh, okay. But I mean, for sure, Quantum likes. She's got a bad shoulder, so she's also been appreciating like the more lightweight builds, the Flux Raider and stuff like that. Doesn't like my big heavy builds. She also just loves bolt action stuff, like 17 HMR and 22. She's amazing with it. Like she just crushes with that sort of stuff. If you watch my range day video with Outlaw and her, like she crushed everyone. It was awesome. So for sure. One thing I hate about the new gun industry right now is overcharging for optics. Like, damn, EPS HD for $999. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, I've been thinking about this a little bit lately. Sometimes people think by charging a lot of money, it means that it's not like from China or it's not some knockoff or something like that. But most of it is still coming from China. Unless there's a reason for your thing to be so goddamn expensive. Ooh, I mean, the whole EPS thing, the EOTech thing is so stupid. It's one of the reasons why HoloSun and Streamlight have been doing so well, and now I guess a little bit of Olight as well have been doing really, really good. You wouldn't buy me a motorcycle with $1 million? All right, guys. I like to revise my statement. The first thing I'd do is buy Quantum a new motorcycle because I'm tired of working on our carbs. Not me, like it's us working on our carbs. Or not being able to start in the cold weather. We'd get new bikes together and a bunch of gear. What do you think is better, AEG or GBB? I have zero knowledge on that, so I wouldn't be able to give you an educated opinion. But I mean, if you want to like share some of your thoughts on it, I might be able to weigh in a little bit. But I don't like to speak too much on stuff that I'm just straight up dumb about. I agree. Hunk's priority is to complete the mission at all costs for glory. Chris will throw hands just to prove a point out of spite. Oh man, and he's a hunk of a man too. No one can disagree. Agree with me there. Spite. And a spite, yeah, for sure. So Chris had it, and I think he's been through a little bit more. I think Chris has saved the world more than Hunk has. You ain't had a rough cold start and you try to get a 6.5 F250 to start in any weather below 32. Listen up here, okay? Listen here, all right? We Quantum went as Ghost Rider for Halloween, and we did a haunted house together. Like we ran a haunted house. It's part of like one of the things I did, like a little side project I did with my job. And so she was out there like talking to people and stuff like that. And like midnight 1:30 rolls around and we try to get this thing to start and it doesn't start, and Quantum like walks her bike all the way home. So you want to talk about cold start, talk about it not fucking starting, and she has to waddle that whole entire thing home. Love you, man. I gotta go. Catch you later. See you later, my man. Thank you for being here. What bikes do you guys have? I don't know if I can can I like share screen? Yeah. I have a Honda Rebel, and she has a Suzuki. It's not the Marauder. it's a GZ250, and she just wants a faster bike. That was like her first bike that she got for free too. So I mean, she's not going to argue with free. Marauder, there it is. It is the Marauder. So 250. She wants to go fast. 0 to 60, and no, thank you. It's not the fastest bike. It's not the fastest bike, but as we said, it was free. And honestly, some guy, a neighbor, I won't get too much into it, but cut her brake line, and like it held together enough that it didn't cause her to like get to an accident. So no matter what, like there will be a soft spot for that bike. And it was the first motorcycle that I also rode because Quantum taught me how to ride. Really cool thing. But I will have a soft spot for that bike forever because it didn't like buck her off and kill her. So it's fine by me. Fine by me. I had the battery dead in my Jeep, and it was nothing, no crank, no nothing. I hit the battery with my Romeo, and it started first try. It's wizard time. Suzuki Samurai. What is that? What is that? Let me look it up. I always spell Suzuki wrong. Suzuki Samurai. That's not a motorcycle. It's a Jeep. It is a Jeep. There, images. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna dox myself if I should show this. I'm not. Boom. There we go. Window. Boom. Okay. There's a Suzuki Samurai. I kind of dig it. I want it to be OD green, and I want guns on the side. Yo, now that's a good bike right there. You suck. It's a Jeep. This is Honda Rebel 500, all black matte. This is my bike, and I love it. I love it. It's a terrible image there. There you go. I have it without the leather though, and it's matte, so it is like this, but I've just got the fork covers. Awesome bike. Awesome bike. Really comfortable to ride. I just like the cruisers. I'm not a big sports bikes man. What's up, man? First live of yours that I've caught, but I love your content, dude. Thank you. Thank you. It's always nice to hear when someone likes the content. But it's only my second live on YouTube, so you're here right at the beginning of it. But there's mine. I love it. It's been really, really fun. I'll probably upgrade to something later on, but we'll see. Okay, chat delay. I call it chat delay. I was saying Quantum got a good one. Oh, okay. My bad. There's a tiny can that can easily make in a down four-wheeler trails and all. Okay, honestly, it's like an off-road Mini Cooper. Airsoft is separated into a couple of categories. I only know two: AEG and GBB. AEG is basically and GBB is just basically gas blowback where you use CO2. Oh, okay. Honestly, if I'm going for realism, I would probably want gas blowback. I've had a few gas blowback airsoft it was like a pellet gun, I guess, a little BB gun, and that was really fun. But I think being able to charge it, if I'm being like realistic, say I'm going to like a Milsim West event, I'd probably go AEG. Just because it's easier. I can charge my batteries. It's probably a little bit easier to run. Nice setup. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. This room has definitely been a little bit of a mess currently. But I do like it. I do like it. I kept buying shit. So I had to like start using my walls to hold it all. And then I got my hold up displays there. And then I have an EDC wall in my bedroom. Same stuff though. Love it. Looking to HPA rifles for airsoft, and that's just high pressure air, right? That's like the paintball stuff. Because that's what I used for MagFed paintball back in the day when I was doing MagFed paintball. Just do that, and I just run the tube into my backpack, and it's really cool. I got an old police Harley Davidson last year. I think FLH is acronym for it. Sick, sick. Uh, I'm not a huge Harley guy, but I can appreciate them. FLHTP. I didn't care for like the sound bikes made until I heard Harley. So I get that. One of my neighbors has one, and it's awesome. Something like this. It's pretty sick. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. All right. Let's see. Da-da-da. I want the new Canic Prime Radiant. I'm hoping that it comes out with a decent price. I've heard not awful. I mean, depending on what kind of things come on it, it's not terrible, especially with the current prices. I can't say too much because I bought my VP9 for like $950. Yeah, same idea as paintball. See, that would be probably a little bit easier than running like CO2 gas blowback. But then again, once again, I mean, if you don't have places to fill up the air, like if Milson West or something like that doesn't have a place to fill up the air, then something about electronic is awesome because even if it dies, you can just plug it in with like a portable battery and run like a secondary for a couple hours as the battery's charging in your backpack, and you can do that. So I'd probably go AEG for an event. MagFed Supreme say cry harder speedballers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My MagFed paintball gun is pretty much just like this AR. But I run the noob tube on it because I think it's kind of funny. And I'm just like covered in magazines because they're 20 round mags. It's a Tippmann TMC, just covered in magazines. And everyone like is like, wow, you got so much ammo. It's like I have as much ammo on my person with these 12 magazines as you do in your one hopper. So like you have an advantage. You have an advantage, trust me. But it is so much fun, and it did teach me a lot about some of the gear. It's one of the reasons why I don't like dump pouches, because if you're like running and gunning with like anything, you lose the stuff out of your dump pouch. So I stopped doing it. I just re-index, or I just drop the mag entirely. Looking for a dual sport Kawasaki for my first daily bike. Dual sports are pretty cool. Quantum and I want to get into them eventually, but that's going to be like when both of us get a little bit more set into our next chunk of our life, because it is kind of another bike is expensive. But I mean the Kawasaki stuff is sick. Reaver, I should pick your brain for a Red Dead theme now that I have the new poncho. Ooh, now we're talking. I like that. Yeah, I still have my TMC2 Get Wrecked First Strike. First Strike is cool, but it's like I didn't want to spend so much money on ammo. On paint back then, it was a little bit harder to get First Strike rounds too. And some places banned First Strike rounds. For those of you who don't know, First Strike rounds are like, imagine like a rifled paintball. And those are First Strike rounds. And they're really cool because you can be like pretty accurate with them. Pretty accurate with them. The only reason why the dual sport is I live in the backwoods and don't want to ruin a good sport bike. See, that's kind of brilliant too. And it gives you a lot of versatility with the bike. And like our bikes, and they ain't going off-road. They ain't going off-road. And if you do, it's going to be pretty hard on them. But a dual sport would be cool. The only thing I don't like about the dual sports is I don't like how slender their wheels are. And I've only seen chunks of them, but most of them that I see have like slender wheels. And so it looks almost like a regular bike. And I just look at them like, why is this wrong to me? And it's because of that. How old are you, man? Been watching for a while, dude. Rad Coalition. Yeah, you've been around for a while. And I can't tell if you're 25 or 45. Tell me to kick rocks if this is too personal. Oh, man. I'm 32. I'm 32. So I'm not quite 25, not quite 45. So right in the middle. I've always had a really bad hairline. So there you go. I've had that bad hairline since like, I don't know, junior high. So it doesn't make me look any younger. It doesn't make me look any younger, but yeah, 32. 32. I just celebrated my birthday a few months ago. You guys want to say hi to Roach? Oh, the best boy. Oh, you smell like kibble. You've been in the Blue Buffalo. Oh, there you go. You want to be up here still? He's gonna bite me. He's a shit. Right on. Favorite gun at SHOT Show 26. Oh man, I honestly, not too many things impressed me at SHOT Show this year. It seems like there's only one good SHOT Show for every third year. And I think right now we're at the end of the second year, so I think next year is going to be better. Um, but I didn't see too much on this. I usually watch the TFB TV stuff because I love James J. Reeves and the crew. I love the short shorts, but I think the Spaz 12, someone's making it up. It might be PSA. They're making like a Spaz 12. I think that's pretty cool because that's a very iconic gun. So that would probably be the one that I was most interested in personally. Like if I were to buy one thing, probably that. The PSA the PSA RXM platform that's like the Flux Raider. I can appreciate what it's doing. I don't like how much of a massive knockoff it is. And if you watch the Brass Facts video or a part of I think it was a Nova Group video, he said a lot of the same things. And I was like, yeah, like I totally see it as I'm all for like innovation and stuff like that, but like it really felt like a straight up carbon copy. And PSA has enough resources available to them that they could have made something and maybe made something better than the Flux Raider. But they chose to just copy the homework. That's a fair assessment. But I grew up on dirt bikes, so it doesn't bother me about the cylinder rear tire profile. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like I grew up on downhill mountain bikes. I used to do a little bit of downhill racing back in the day. So I mean, I wanted to get a motorcycle, but I just never got into it. No longer the emo range baddie. Reaver is now the emo unk baddie. Ugh, I am getting old. I am getting old. The heartburn reminds me every day. My emergency Tums. The heartburn reminds me every day of how old I'm getting. Roach is so handsome. Of course he is. Look at that. Look at that. Is surplus shopping good to get like plate carriers and camo and stuff? I think it's the best place to do it. They're tried and true. They're made really well, at least to the point of it, might not be the most high speed, right? They might not have like the buckles and stuff like that, but you can save loads of money. I bought a couple things surplus and I saved a lot of money. You got to be careful though, because some surplus stores think surplus is so amazing and it's more expensive than it should be. But other places, what? Oh, sorry, she's talking to someone else. But other ones are like cheap. So I'm all for surplus if you can do it. And then don't let like the high speed LARPers who say like, oh, you need a cry JPC or something like that tell you otherwise. It'll be fine. It'll be really good, especially for just like camo and stuff like that. I thought the PSA RXM clone things were cool, mostly because of the P320 grip thing. The thing is, like, yeah, I like that it's an RXM. What I hate most about the Flux Raider is that it is a P320. But I would never carry that just loaded like in my backpack anyway, because it doesn't have something protecting the trigger, safety or otherwise. But yeah, that was my gripe about that, is just the fact that it is it feels like they copied their homework. I would have loved for them to like take it and use it as a springboard and make something better, because that would have been cool. That would have been cool. His name is Roach. Yes, this is Roach. This is Roach. His name is Roach because I found him in a trash can and I couldn't get rid of him like a cockroach. So I also love the Witcher games. So there's a couple things in there, but he's my little trash can kitty. PSA fluxes the whole patent infringement. Have a good night, man. God bless. Dude, thank you for being here. Thanks for being in the videos. I always love seeing your comments pop up. I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around the channel for so long. It's nice when people are to see familiar faces. Have a good night. Sorry to let you down, bud, but I'm a random country kid that got sacrificed in the town. Okay. With their emo powers combined, we will fight off the emo range baddies and naysayers in the comments. That's what we've been doing. I mean, that's what I have to do in my every goddamn YouTube video that I post. It's like, black doesn't blend in. Me with 1,000 videos edited and made, standing in a desert, completely silhouetted in my all black. What gave you that fucking clue, bro? What gave you that fucking clue? Oh, I built a chest rig for an M14 and an Alice ammo pack cheaper than my regular battle belt setup. I mean, and the thing is, it's gonna rock. It's gonna be easy, and I like having different setups that you can use for different things. And if you're buying like the Gucci setups, like it adds up so fast. And because I was running a bunch of surplus when I did my stalker video, and it's honestly still pretty good. And it's not like you're doing like the high speed 1R1s, but that isn't really anything. Like combat isn't like that. You talk to any military guy, and like no one does high speed reloads and stuff like that. The only thing that people that really do that are police officers. They're doing like the quick reloads. You just got to get that multicam poncho, bro. Which multicam poncho? The black multicam one? Because I would love that, but I don't think I'll get a regular one. I've got a I'm indicating with my mouse, but you can't see it. But like here, okay, here you go. Everyone's like everyone is mad because I don't have camo, right? But let me show you. This is like my apparel stuff. We got multicam. We got multicam. Here is my ghillie suit. Here is AOR1, and then here's like all my black stuff, and then here is my variety of ponchos. Okay, so we got camo if the time ever calls for it. I just don't like wearing it because I'm a little elder emo. I have HSGI tacos for mass mag. The Alice are for ammo security. Honestly, perfect setup. You know, you have something for like quick, like if you got that on your belt or something like that, then I mean, perfect. And the HSGI tacos are rad. I ended up going for the G Code Scorpions, the soft shell Scorpions, just because I liked the rubberized nature of them. So I like how they hold on to it. And then they're easier to clean. And back when I was building that setup, I was really heavy into the MagFed paintball world, and so it's all rubberized stuff, so you can just spray it off and it stays cleaner. And it gets, not that it matters if it's dirty or not, but I hated like the oily, greasy paintball scent that gets into everything. If you've been paintballing, you know exactly what that smell is. Hot pink multicam poncho would be awesome, man. I'm telling you, dude. 50K, I'll wear pink multicam for one video. I'll do it. I would honestly love the black multicam, but damn, I love the Hazard Force Scorpion multicam. Yeah, I mean that's sick. I've been hoping for like a really big snowfall, and then I'll go get a white one. I have a black one that I spray painted white, and I did that for like a cyberpunky style build. But I use that in the snow from time to time, and it's great, but it's just not the same. HSGIs were cheaper, and I bought 20. I bought 20 for almost cheap. Can't be upset. Honestly, I thought the HSGIs were a little bit more expensive most of the time, but I could be wrong. Maybe I was looking at it incorrectly. You better show it off. Okay, I'll grab it for you. I'll grab the poncho just because it's custom. Okay. There we go. Here we go. So this was built off of a black one. And then, so it's black underneath. And then I just spray painted it like with this grayish tones. And then a little bit of whites. Yeah, that's it. And then I don't think you can tell, but I put a little bit of oh man, maybe I should hold it towards the camera. Just like a netting pattern to it to give it a little bit of texture. But it's good for like the snow and stuff like that, or a little bit more urban. But really, I just made this just because I was doing basically a little bit of a cyberpunk build. I really want to get into airsoft. I just really don't know where to start. I mean, I actually do too. The night vision cyberpunk vector one. Yeah, that is the one. That is the one. I mean, the thing is, I think the best place to start is like see what kind of local fields are around you. And then at that point in time, go from there and kind of see what the vibes of the fields are like. Because some of them might be like speed softers and you might not fit in quite as much, but I'm sure there's a bunch of tactical guys there too. Buy a decent leg and you'll play and learn from experience. The stream sucks. You should just fight one of the Paul brothers. Take a dive for money. If it can help me afford quad nods, maybe. Okay, maybe. No, and it's kind of funny, and when you talk about like taking fall or like doing positive reviews and stuff like that, like some guy was really mad at me in my Sightmark thermal review video because that was my first thermal I used, and honestly, it's pretty decent for what it is for $1,200. And then I said, like, I didn't get paid for this, but I did get the optic for free. And he was commenting across the channel on a couple of the videos referencing that. He's like, "Of course you got paid for it. You got you got the optic. That's your payment." It's like, well, yeah, but I spent more on the ammo alone than the optic just for this one video that made me $21. So like, who's really the idiot here? It was me. It was me. Uh, okay. But I always thought that was funny because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like anyone's integrity isn't worth like some company's money. Like $200, $1,000. Like, would you sell your integrity for $1,000? Like, no. Because Olight reached out to me a little while ago, and they wanted me to do a review on some of their stuff, and they wanted a 2-week turnaround time. And I feel like my minimum is 2 months for me to make it, to test it, and then like 2 weeks to make the video, to like put it all together. Because like my videos take a long time just because they're like highly edited and things like that, so it doesn't go super fast, and I'm not trying to burn myself out on it. And I told Olight, like, that is way too short of a time. Like I couldn't give a fair review, and they told me, they're like, well, you can keep it for longer, and do it. But I'm like, the thing is, like, I'm worried that, and especially because I mean, there were rumors Olight was doing like paying people for reviews, and like I'm gonna have to say no because I'm worried that people will like think that I'm doing this 2-week rush review for the other hundreds of people that they've reached out to. If you're reaching out to me, a pretty small YouTuber, you probably reached out to some other ones, and I'm not calling the other ones who have done it like that they're rushing it or anything like that. But I'm like, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. Any advice for a good high quality poncho that doesn't cost my kidney crisis? I mean, my favorite ponchos are um the Hazard 4 ones. I love Hazard 4 gear. I do. I've used most everything from Hazard 4, backpacks or their gaiters or their ponchos or otherwise. I love their gear. Um, and I've used it for years and years and years and years since 2013. I don't think their poncho is worth $150. If you can get it when they have one of their like 40, 50% off sales, I'd say it's worth it because it's more like $80. Amazing poncho. As far as some other ones, I think you just want to go through like a surplus shop. And some of them are really great. Other ones, not so much. But I also know there's a bunch of like airsoft ones online, or like ones made by like One Tigress, which is like a pretty big airsoft brand, and Condor. And it's kind of hard to mess up a poncho because it's a plastic bag essentially. So there might be some of those. AP, okay. I don't know if they have fields down here in my state. The thing is like you might be able to like take a drive, depending on what the local ones are. Like whenever I hang out with my friends or go shooting with my friends, like it's a 2.5 hour drive. And if you make like an event out of it, like stay at a hotel and you're playing like Friday and Saturday, make the most of it, might be worth it if you have to go to the next state over and drive for a couple hours. You fight one and I'll fight the other, but it ain't gonna be about money for me. The thing is my dude, is like you could actually take one out. I would be the one that just got turned into ground chili. APNGs from around Echo around 14K right now. Not the worst. See, like I could see myself spending 14K on them. Tell that to the GBRS. They refuse to listen to anyone. They refuse to listen to anyone but themselves. Somebody was trying to give me advice, and it was straight from the GBRS guys. Like, well, this guy does this. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't think I can effectively take advice from GBRS because I don't think they have integrity, but that's just me. Strongly considering the Plan B bag and making a kit around it. Plan B is awesome. Plan B is awesome. Because I've got like the Rocket, the Plan C, the Plan B. They're awesome bags. They're awesome bags. The shape is sometimes a little weird to work with, and that is what I will say. Sometimes I wish they were a little bit wider because with certain setups, it just doesn't work well with it. Especially if you do like EDC with it, because like I try to put my laptop in it, and it's like, oh, doesn't really work right. $200 for the fleece lining and the Scorp camo was a good deal. And the thing is, that if you shop the deals, you can get them. And the thing that I like about the Hazard 4 ponchos, which a lot of the other ones don't have, because I tried out a few, is it's not like wearing a plastic sheet. They're a lot more breathable. Now, they are not perfectly water resistant. They're not going to like, if you're in a torrential downpour for a couple hours, the seams are going to start soaking through. But the thing is, a poncho is kind of billowy. Other places are going to get wet anyway. So if you need something that you need to stay perfectly dry, then it might not be the perfect one for you. But when I'm wearing stuff where it feels like it's super, it doesn't breathe at all, I just get really sweaty and then I'm wet on the inside already. And that always feels gross to me. Sent you the canine cosplay, by the way. I'm going to look it up right now. There it is. There it is. There it is. Accept. Oh, yeah. I don't think the picture came through, but send it. Okay. Love the 511 Moab 10 sling bag, and it goes with me everywhere. And I don't get the 511 hate. People hate on 511 gear all the time. I don't know why, but I like a lot of their stuff. I don't like everything, but I like a lot of their stuff. I got to go have a nice day. You are my favorite YouTuber, and you inspire me to do a lot of things in my life. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you, Raymond. That's very kind of you to say. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. That's high praise because there's a lot of really, really cool YouTubers around here. But I appreciate you hanging out and supporting the channel, and just me. It makes a difference. YouTube sucks sometimes, and it's nice to read something positive from time to time. I just came here to harass you and dip. So peace. We'll see you, rookie guy. Consider it successful. The shape is actually what turns me on to it, but my laptop isn't usually something I carry anyway. Yeah. And so that you just have to ask yourself, what are you planning it around? Because the shape is really cool. My hunting backpack, my coyote hunting backpack is the Plan B Rocket, which is like the smaller version with a little like with water bottle things on the side. So I use that in the regular Plan B for coyote hunting because it doesn't expend past my back. And I have like a pretty narrow profile. I've got a little bit of that twink body, as they always say. And then it just means that I can like go through like rough trees and like these sagey trees without like catching my backpack on it. And I think that's really where it excels. If I did an Escape from Tarkov loadout, I'd also use that because that was always my bag that I use in it. Show the cosplay to the class. Let's see. The picture hasn't gone through yet. The picture hasn't show picture. Once the picture comes through, maybe I can try to pull up my Reaver Approach instant. Can you view your DMs? Reaver Approach. Reaver Approach. It was Instagram. Yeah. Man, I feel like an old man. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can. But I need to ask his permission first because I don't want to share something that without his permission. But if he is, cool. So yeah. The 511 hate, I don't understand either. It's amazing quality. I usually keep my tablet for maps and running, and it's like it's perfect. And they have good bags. They have good bags. You're good, dude. Show it. Perfect. They have good bags. They have good stuff. I like their sales too. They have some pretty good sales. I picked up. I don't have a bunch of coyote stuff. I have like ponchos, like coyote colored stuff, and I picked up a jacket from them, a coyote brown jacket for like $50, and it was awesome. And I love the thing. Their gloves, their 511 hard time gloves that they discontinued, and the new ones are not the same, are still the best gloves I've ever used in my life. Like I could, or just the way they shape the fingers is just so good. Personal favorite backpack is the Direct Action Dragon Egg. I saw that in Ghost Recon Breakpoints. It's a cool looking bag. I've never used it myself. Show the people how much I hate money. Okay, I'm. Oh, I can probably just look at your profile, right? No, it says no posts. You got to send me the picture. You got to send me the people want it. The people want it. The people want it, unless it's someone else. Yeah, no. At least you sent it to the Elder Reaver approach on Instagram. 511 Hazard 4. All you need is a good old leather bag your granddaddy left you from the 30s. I mean, truly, they on Messenger. I mean, that's what Instagram uses, right? Because I've got your message. Unless I've got something else. Do I have something else floating around in my sea of notifications? I don't got it. I have at least 4 or 511 bags with years of hard use and minor wear and tear. And the thing is, good stuff. Good stuff. I think what I'll just post it to my page. Thank you. Maybe it's blocking it or something like that. I don't know. But I think one of the things that 511 problem has is the fact that there's the guys and this is like the internet making fun of them, right? They go with the gray man stuff, which I mean was popular like 5 or 6 years ago, and they're wearing like a bunch of like 511 branded gear, and it kind of just like it looks a little like off-duty copish, and I think that's maybe where it's coming from. But the thing is like most of the time you wear that sort of stuff, and like if you're a gun guy, you recognize 511 gear, you can recognize some tactical gear, but other times you don't. More times you don't. They've got stuff that doesn't have like a bunch of Molly on it too, so it is kind of chill, but it's good quality for like an affordable price. They don't like mark it up a whole bunch just because it's tactical. All right, we're waiting for this. We're waiting for this canine LARP to come through. What is your Instagram? Because I had 2 people. I mean, you're the only one that's messaged me. There we go. Oh shit. All right. We got to show you this. We got to show you this. Let's view profile. Holy shit, it's awesome. Let me share my screen with you guys. That's a 10. That's a 10. That is a 10. Oh my god. That is a 10. And those are like those are the panels you're talking about, the AP NVGs? Holy shit. You gotta show me what those look like through the tubes because I'm so curious. I'm so curious what it feels like to wear them. That's one of my things. This is like one of the loadouts that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I refuse to do it without quads. And I don't want to buy a pair of digital quads and waste a bunch of money. GPNVG high gains. Oh my God. You really do hate money. You really do hate money. We both hate money, and you hate money more than me. I love that though. That is effing sick. That's like that is like a perfect representation of the loadout too. If you're It's a 10. Damn straight. Spot on. 100% perfect score. Yes. That's an expensive looking loot drop. You try to see him in the dark, my man. You try to see him in the dark. You won't see all 4 eyes coming. Wow. God, that's sick. I love it. I love it. That's definitely one a loadout video that I'd love to put together sometime because it's probably the drippiest setup I've ever seen. That's a real full auto full. How did you score all that? What do you do? What are you doing for a living, my man? And it's like, yeah, I mean, isn't that I forget what the term is, but like, how'd you pull the full? Is it an FRT or like a legit full auto? If so, like, how'd you pull it off? How did you pull that off? But I mean, as far as like representation goes, mm, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. You have my approval, my man. Not that my approval means anything, but um, I got kind of bullied recently. Just switching gears a little bit. I got kind of bullied recently. If it's not an FRT, dude's got to have an SOT. That are it's a crime. Let's go for the SOT. Let's go for the SOT because we are online. But I was so excited to shoot the vector and like put it all into its setup. I took the rail that was on my old vector, which is here, and then put it on that one. And I didn't have the mounting system for my suppressor yet, but I did have it for handguns for like my Flux Raider, my Glock, and stuff like that. So I put it on there with a piston, and a bunch of people were like, do you have a booster system?" Like, yeah, but it doesn't need it. It's just the only way I could shoot it suppressed. Sorry about the clutter in the back. Was just moving at the time, dude. We all get it. We all get it. Oh, but I've been playing a lot of Arena Breakout recently, and now I just want to run the vector in it, and I've just been running drum mags with it because it just eats through ammo, and now I want a drum mag or a couple of them for the vector. It's not an easy thing to carry drum mags. So if you have any ideas on how to carry a drum mag for a vector, let me know. If not, then I'm gonna have to use something more like a general purpose pouch. A lawyer should advise him to say that's a joke. Could be LE, and that's a provided rifle. Very could be. Vector is good in arena. Yes, it is. I've been using your build recently. I was actually using the rip rounds, the dum rounds is what they call it in Arena Breakout, which is like the high flesh damage rounds when I'm like trying to kill chads with like the cheapest gun ever. And it has been fun. Wait to find a D ring for it. Cheap and effective. Yeah, it is. It is so super cheap. It is super cheap. Find a way to D ring it. There's something. I don't know how I would do it though. I don't know how I would do it. Maybe actually, okay. This is how we do it. You wrap it in duct tape. All right. It's like the Ranger, the old school Magpul poles. Wrap it in duct tape, put it on the loop, and then just attach it with carabiners to your belt, and just have a belt like a bunch of canteens going around it. That'd be sick. We've solved it. Or we can just use a canteen pouch if it fits. I work for the government, and that's all I'm going to say. Well, there you go. There you go. Your government's giving you the old HK 416. And man, sick though. Effing sick. I'm just looking at the picture and enjoying it. Just enjoying it. Instead of 3 rifles, you should just buy 1, but that just isn't as fun. Yeah. I mean, I always go back and forth because like most of my stuff is outfitted to a certain degree. But I also YouTube has also taught me that like people like want to see other stuff, especially just like interesting stuff. So I've been trying to buy like other things that you just don't see too often, at least run regularly. Because like some guys will do like a video on a P90, and it's just one video. And it's like, but I would love to run it for a few months and just use it. But as far as that's, yeah, I see a lot of times because I refuse to buy the same gun. If it's the same, I'm not gonna buy like 5 ARs. So it's one reason why I never bought another AR-15 or an AR-15 because it fills the same purpose as this. I only got it recently because it gave me a Vortex UE for like free. But the guys that buy like 3 or 4 ARs and then they're just not outfitted, like they don't have like an optic or something like that, and they're like worried about money. It's like maybe outfit one first, get it set up like how you want to do it, and then move on to the next one. If you're wanting to have it set up, if you're just running irons because that's what you like, sure. But for me, what I usually do is like I buy one gun and then I outfitted it how much like I want to do it, and that works out pretty well. But it does become super expensive. I'm also buying all the guns. I think we're all buying all the guns because we see something it just in the gun store or in a game or in a movie, and you're like, ooh, I want that. I need that. I need that because that's what's been happening a lot for me. It's like, oh man, this would be fun to use, or this is kind of interesting. This is weird and different. And sometimes there's just a lot of fun of like learning how to have the whole setup, like building a new setup to match it. Like I've been thinking like how I would run like a P90, like a P90 setup because they got those like really, really irregular mags. And I think it would just work with like a regular M4 pouch, but that's just been something that's been floating around my brain. Benelli M4 is my dream shotgun. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong there. The 1301s have been capturing my interest recently. I think it's about half the price too, and they're super solid. At a pick through the quads, not the best, but it does include my dog. So that's a bonus. Hell yeah! Let me do a quick refresh. Quick refresh. Oof! You guys want to see a dog? So with these, is this close enough to your eye that you don't notice this right in front, or does it feel like there's a little bit of distortion when you're looking through the quads? That looks pretty clean though. I will tell you that. But do you notice this when you've got it on, or you only notice that as like you're taking a picture with a phone? What's up, Goober? Welcome back. What would you say is your top 10 SMGs or rifles? Oh, top 10. Top 10. We gotta make a list. We gotta make a list. Is this just like that I want in my life? Or what? Where's my note? Let's do this. Window, entire screen, screen one. There we go. Oh, top 10. Let's right now. The Vector Flux because it's incredible. Can we make this bigger? There we go. Flux. I don't think we can go wrong with the Flux. Because I just love that. Let's get a little bullpup in there. As far as bullpups, I think that the Tavor still has my goat as far as bullpups are concerned. I think it's one of the best bullpups on the market. There might be one that maybe has a slight edge, but I think they're fighting for top 3 as far as bullpups are concerned. So Tavor gets it. As Tavor gets it. I don't have one and I have zero evidence for anything, but I would really love an ACR. Oh, ACR. Well, what else? Scar H, of course. Of course. I knew I was missing something. You don't see the line when they're adjusted for you. That's great to hear. That is great to hear. Because I was always kind of curious about that, like what it felt like to look through those things. For those of you, I mean, I'm sure everyone here is aware, but like the quad nods give you much more of a panoramic view of everything that's around you, as opposed to like night vision, where it's kind of like looking through a toilet paper tube. Maybe a little bit better. You only have about 40-ish, 41 degrees of view, and you can get used to it, of course. But that's the whole point of the panos, which is why they look like that. But yes, Scar H. Oof, man. What else has been how heavy is the whole helmet setup? And there's the thing with that setup as well is depending on your setup, and especially if you don't have a good helmet, but nobody buys quads without an amazing helmet and harness system. That shit weighs in your head pretty heavily. And like your neck is going to start to hurt, or you're going to get like a pressure point on your forehead. Whenever I use the Cry Night Cap with my night vision, I get a pressure point right here on the front. It's super cool for a very compact platform. But if it's anything more than like 3 hours, helmet. BCM carbine. I mean, I guess. I guess. But that's nothing special. That ain't exciting. That ain't fun. M11 on the list. It is from G3. G3, MP5. There we go. I don't think the M11 is on the list for me. G3 is cool though. G3 is cool. I only want the G3 if it's modernized. Oh, I want an AK of some kind. I don't care what caliber it is. But lately I've been leaning a little bit more towards the idea of the 5.56 AK. And I know that's kind of blasphemy, but yeah. I have this, it's such a shitty gun, and I think it's made like 2 YouTube videos. But I have like a M10 or Mac 11 clone or something like that. And I fucking hate it. It's a terrible gun to begin with, but it's not something I'm ever interested in. Honestly, never weighed at BRB, weigh the helmet. Let me know. I mean, you probably got some chunky neck. If you're running that thing a lot, your neck is gonna be strong. I'll have to talk to you a little bit later off and see what kind of stuff that you're running on as far as your mounting systems. Never okay. What is preferred for counterbalance for the quads? Weights, extra ammo, batteries. For most people, I think they run a battery pack, but I don't think that's enough to be a good counterweight from what I've seen. Because like a battery pack is usually pretty good for like a set of regular binos, but I think you'd probably want more. So probably batteries, or sometimes like for me on my helmet, I run a couple batteries, but I also just have a few weights in there to get it like the perfect weight for me. Oh, VP9, yeah. Oh no, we're not. We're doing rifles. We're doing rifles. The flux counts. It counts as like a PDW. It counts as a PDW. Okay, where's my mouse? Hey, I fixed the VP9. He did. S. Miller. This is Chill. Our comp shooter guy. He did help me get the VP9 fixed. G36 on the list. Ooh, now G30. That's pretty up there because I like the stuff that like I don't care for the M4 platform. I know that's blasphemy and stuff like that, but like it isn't something that like excites me. But a G36, I want one. The Vityaz, it's never sparked interest for me. It's cool. Never something that I've been like super stoked on. What happened to the VP9? After I comped it, about a year and a half later, it started running pretty shitty with bulk ammo. How is it blasphemy? You don't like a platform? Okay. It's just everyone's like it's the best platform ever, and like no arguments there. I mean, it's a great platform. It's versatile. It's done a lot. It's been around for a long time. It's just I mean, people bully me for it all the time. What about a PRS build? I wouldn't mind an M110. That would be pretty cool. I feel, or an EBR setup. That one I almost purchased one of those recently. I saw them on a local site, and I almost snagged one. I just didn't. I needed a little bit. Team Wendy Exfil, great helmet. Amps with arms, Hellstar, and 4 CR123As. 6.9 pounds in total. Well, SR25 or M110. If I'm going for like straight up like legit stuff, I'd probably go SR25. If I'm just doing it for like what's cool, M110. Hellion for those Killzone vibes. Listen. If they can find to have like the magazine, let me Killzone AR. Everything's gonna be this recent thing. If they can find a way to have like the drum mag in the back of like a modern gun or like a mod or something like that, that would excite me. That'd be something that like Keltec makes, because they're just like absolute psychopaths. We're okay. Well, it's a terrible picture, right? But I'm not doing a great job at showing this. What's it called? What's it called? This will do. This will do. This won't do. This won't do. But it's a drum mag. It's a drum mag in the back of the gun. MP7 on the list? I'd say so. I'd say the MP7 is a pretty smashing one. But I'm trying not to let my desire for an MP7 color me too much because I'll probably be disappointed. All right, where'd my I'll go MP7. I'll go. Whoops. I'll go MP7 because I've simped for it forever. What's 9? Helio's amazing bullpup. 36. I wonder, can drum bag get it? I'm going to get one. I mean, the thing is, I like the idea of how the drum fits, like it's flush with it. It's such an interesting design. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. The info, just curious about you guys, how much professionally, I mean, yeah. And the thing is depending on what you're doing, I mean, I don't know how long you've spent in them, but just from what I hear from most guys, it's like, it's just so heavy. It's not fun to be in for extended hours at a time. You have 2 7s. Oh my God. Am I skipping shit? Oh my God. Thank you. I'm college educated, people. I'm college educated. That finishes out our list. Now, would we swap out anything? I don't want to talk about how much I just struggled to do that. Would we swap out anything? Reaver streaming? Yeah. A Noreen battle rifle. What is this? What is this? Images. It doesn't quite speak to me. It doesn't quite speak to me. However, just because I would love to shoot a coyote with one. We're gonna pull the ACR off. We're gonna pull the ACR off. We'll pull the EBR off. We're gonna pull the ABR off, and we're gonna put a Barrett on. I don't know all the model names, but a Barrett 50 cal, that would be cool. That would be cool to just to have. That'd be HK 433 replacement for the ACR. Honestly, it'd be a much better rifle. Why is the SCAR on your list? Because I like it. Okay. And no one can tell me I can't like something. Pink will tell me I'm not allowed to like it, but I like it. All right. And that's just it. I like it. I want it. I don't care if it's a bad gun. It's just cool. And the new ones you can suppress now. So they fixed all of our problems. You're not allowed to like it. I mean, okay. Okay. Phoenix Arms 4570 AR. Okay. 4570 AR. Images. Okay. I hate those handguards. I hate them. Everyone, I hate them. I know they were popular in like 2010. Not for me. A pistol and a shotgun list, man. I'm not too well versed with shotguns, so you'd probably just have to show me ones, and I just pick them. Yeah, but it's 4570. Yeah, but like, why not have it be a lever gun if it's a 4570? I mean, if we're talking about style here, 4570 is a pretty crazy caliber, though. So I will give points for that. That's you can take out like cryptids or skinwalkers with that. And he hates the cheese grater aesthetic. I do. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's too circular for me. If this same setup was round, I'd probably be a little bit more okay with it. I think Zenitco makes a basis system which is kind of circular based, and it's okay. Christian Arms 338 Lapua. That sounds expensive to shoot. Okay. Okay. That okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. That seems like a good balance between like a chassis rifle and something kind of lightweight. It reminds me a lot of like the Magpul furniture for the Ruger Americans, like the Ruger 700s or something like that, which I do like for like a lightweight build. So if I had to go sit up on a hill and do something, that'd be it. Christensen Arms sucks. Don't buy them. Fun facts. Uh, Quantum might have some insider knowledge about Christensen Arms. N2000 Intervention is one gun on my bucket list, but finding one of those less than a new house is impossible. Cool gun, and cool gun, and that's one of those things. It's a very iconic setup, but it also does look heavy as shit. I forgot how heavy it is, but man, it's a carbon fiber barrel with aluminum stock. How quickly does not that you're blowing through rounds with a rifle like that, but like how long does a carbon fiber barrel last? Because I know stainless steel burn out a lot faster. I don't know how much carbon fiber does. If you don't have at least one P&E 45 gap, then I'm unsubbing, by the way. Those handguards remind me of trypophobia, if that's how you pronounce it, the fear of like the holes and stuff like that. I think a lot of us have a little bit of that phobia just because it feels like something's growing in our skin. Saiga 12, CZ 75 combo would be peak for a pistol. Oh, the Saiga 12. Okay, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, it has to have a drum mag in it, right? It has to have drum mag filled with flechette rounds so you can go into factory on Escape from Tarkov and then wipe out all the chads. Sounds like Quantum just doesn't like cool guns. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? She likes the Flux Raider, so she obviously has great taste. She loves the Flux, but that's partially just because she's got a bad shoulder and it's very easy to shoot. I've worked there a long time ago, and we having to pull production because they kept blowing up. There's Christensen Arms for you. They kept blowing up. Apparently, that's troublesome. I can't with the drum mag. It's so fucking ugly. What do you mean? Oh, this. Saiga 12 with drum mag. I love it. I love it. This is it. Okay, this is it. This is how you take out Chads on Escape from Tarkov. This is it. She has some taste. Well, she's dating me, so she can't. You know, I love that. I don't know what it is about it, but it feels rad. I mean, I don't know how reliable they are, but it's cool. Like this, this is that that's a red dot. Can you imagine this on the channel? I would have this, and I would feel so cool. I would feel so cool with that. I don't like the skeleton drum mag, but the pro mag drums are peak. Which ones are 12 pro mag drum? Oh, the clear ones. Okay. Personally, and this is just what I've heard is the drum mags are kind of finicky. So I probably wouldn't want to skeletonize one myself just because it would probably mess it up quite a bit. But a clear one? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But boy, oh boy. I think this exact mag. Oh yeah, the power mag. It's in Escape from Tarkov. It is this to a T. Back in the day when we needed kills on factory, I would take one of these, load it with flechette rounds, put 3 flashlights on it, and harness the power of the sun. Other times, this was broken. This was broken. It was like a 1301 or something like that, but it had like a really shitty thermal inlaid in the stock, and so I would put the triple flashlights on, and my screen would be completely white, and then I'd use the thermal built into the stock, which was terrible, mind you. But I would use that and use like AP slugs and just boom, boom, boom. So fun, man. I miss Tarkov. I miss Tarkov. AA-12s with slugs. I would. Oh man, that would be fun. I need to put some slugs in the KSG and run that for a while because slugs are just cool. I have a thing with slugs. I don't know what it is, but I think it's cool. Haven't you trashed on my Sega before? I would never trash on your Sega. I would never, unless it was ugly. Then I might have. Would you say the CZ75? I would say the CZ75B is definitely on the top 3 on my bucket list because of Signals. It's like an indie horror game with an elite level gun knowledge. Oh, okay. CZ75B. I don't think that's one I'm familiar with. 75B. The handgun? Okay. It reminds me of, what does it remind me of? Alternate slugs and buck for maximum damage. I've tried that before. Like well, I guess slugs. If we're talking like video games and like the Sega things that I do with like flechette rounds or something, I didn't like alternating rounds because it was hard to like refill it and keep it like loaded that way. And I never knew exactly what I had in my chamber at the time. Like, should I go for a body shot? Should I like, is this one gonna go, or am I gonna waste my shot? So, because like you blast like 5 or 6 rounds, and then it's like you don't know what you have anymore unless you do like a chamber check. But most of the time I didn't like doing that. As far as IRL, I wouldn't do it with that either for the exact same reason. But with something like the KSG, where you have 2 tubes where you can physically switch between the two, I kind of like the idea, so long as you are staying between lethal, lethal and lethal, not like a non-lethal and a lethal, because you don't want to like switch it and like, oh, I'm going to shoot a sandbag at this home intruder and send a slug through him instead. Otherwise, I would definitely do a tube of one and two of another. And I've done that before. I've gone out like rabbit blasting with some buddies, and like sometimes we've hit them with slugs. It's overkill, of course, but other times I just swap to the buck or the bird shot, and you just eject the round and keep going. Signalinus, another gun from the game, HK SMG2. Let's look that one up. HK SMG2. There we go. There we go. What the heck? This looks like ChatGPT tried to make a gun. It's like, ChatGPT, show me an MP5, please. And that's what it gave us. It looks a little wrong. It looks a little wrong. Maybe the Berettas. I think it's what reminded me of the Berettas. You're right. Less lethal option on a separate shotgun for less lethal. Yeah, if you're gun running gun, it's going to be lethal or non-lethal. It shouldn't be like dual purpose. If like you have a shotgun that can take both, sure, whatever. But you shouldn't swap tubes or have something like that. It's a prototype by HK. I'm like, listen, I'm glad it stayed a prototype. That thing, something's wrong with it. Something's wrong with it. The mom stood too close to the microwave when she was pregnant. But that's just me. This is a little bit better though. Maybe it's just because of the flat, but like this is a little bit better. This is with the suppressor, that's a little bit better. I do like the stock though. I like these collapsible stocks. They're cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, folks, 9 o'clock is fast approaching. I'm going to get off at 9. I want to have dinner with Quantum. I'm a little hungry. And I still got to make some videos and work on a long format video. Other than the grip, I love it, to be honest. Has a big button mag release. Where's this big button mag release? Let me inspect this. Is that this right here? No, that's an MP5. Why? I just wish they would take me to the picture. I'm assuming this is it, which is pretty big. It's pretty chunky. I guess this one is a little bit better. Yeah, I can see that being useful, and it's recessed a little bit, so it's not going to like get hit by hanging on your gear like some stuff does. So you're saying I need to put a PDW stock on Nightmare? Honestly, that would be a funny build if you can find a way to do the PDW stock, something like this, or yeah, one of those, just like the classic MP5 stocks, those collapsible telescopic ones. Yeah, that would be. It would fulfill what the gun is meant to be, which is truly a travesty. All right. All right, folks. I appreciate you hanging out, chatting, all the questions, and making this list. We'll have to come back to this list sometime and see if it holds up. What videos are you editing? Right now, I'm working on a thermal accountability video. I've got which is like a medium format, kind of like what we talked about before. My dude, it's like a shorter form, long format video. It's like 6 or 7 minutes because I feel like a short wasn't enough to talk about. It wasn't long enough to talk about. Stop sharing my screen. Because I see a lot of people talking about thermal and they just treat it like this weird superpower, but in actuality, like they got to be a little bit more thoughtful with some of the shots that they've taken. So that's what I'm currently working on. After that, I've got to do the Night Fox Prowl 2 review, which I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it. Let me snag this thing for you. Let me snag this thing for you. It's shown up in a couple of my videos recently. All right. All right. Look at this. Look at this. So this is the Binoc NVG 50. All right. Digital night vision. And it's a pretty good form factor. It's a lot smaller than like the Psyonix Aurora and some other options. It feels a little bit closer to like the PVS 14 world. And as far as digital night vision goes, it's pretty good. I just didn't like the ocular lens on the back because you had to be like so perfectly behind it. That was my only complaint with this. I am pretty curious about seeing what these would feel like bridged, and maybe I'll like it a little bit better. But here's this, okay? And then Night Fox reached out to me and they said, "Hey, we have a new product coming out. Are you interested in reviewing it? It's the new Night Fox Prowl." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I love it. I've been testing some digital night vision, so I'd love to give it a go." And I looked at the other one, and it was pretty big, and the form factor was a little bit much. I'm like, you know what? The Night Fox Prowl 2 might be something like this. And if you can't tell by my tone, the foreshadowing, look at the size of this thing. Okay. And it comes with like a head mount. And it's huge. It is fucking huge. Like, it's bigger than my nose, and that's hard to do. It is huge. And it feels like a camcorder for a hand-mounted device. Okay. Sure. But it does come with a helmet, like a helmet mount and a skull crusher, and it is huge. So we filmed all like the video and the B-roll and stuff for it. I just need to put the video together, but whoo, man, and it had pretty rough night vision performance. Now it was the cheapest option available, but because it's like $250 and this is closer to like 500, and you can definitely tell the performance difference, but I was hoping it would be a little bit smaller. And I've seen people like I see airsofters with this stuff on their head. I'm like, oh man, rough, man. Suddenly my panels seem light. The thing is, it's not heavy. Like it doesn't feel dense. It feels like a lot of plastic. Like it feels more close to a child's toy, which it is a very budget offering, and so that's to be expected. But let me like my actual so my actual helmet setup, okay, like, ooh, here you go. Set of binos, nothing crazy. Look at this thing. It's massive and thick. Sorry, I'm always backwards on the screen. It's massive and thick, and it's just huge. And quite frankly, there was a little too many buttons on it. They should have just like added some directional arrows because that was a little frustrating to use. The one thing that I will say this has an edge on over the Binoc is recently a lot of these Chinese offerings, there's like a weird magnification at the back of your ocular lens, which makes it easier to see through. They have it on the One Leaf AI, this thermal here. They have it on this, and they also have it on the NVG or the NVMD, which is from D&T Optics, which is like the night vision flip to side magnifier. Pretty cool stuff, and that's a lot better. I'm hoping with the new Binox stuff, they add something more like this. But that was its only saving grace and the price. Otherwise, ooh man, I told Quantum like I don't want to put this footage on the internet because I feel so dumb wearing this. I felt so dumb. I felt so dumb. All right. Is that the PSS POS you wanted me to use if you ever go moons out, goons out? No, this is the POS, and this was a lot better than this. But it is cheaper, so I like that's the thing is like it's and they even told me it's not meant for like duty use or something like that. It's just it's meant to be a cheap thing. I just wish they would have made it smaller. If this is their second generation, it shouldn't be larger than the original one. Yeah, I already clipped it. Goddamn. But yeah, so that was that. And that's my next video that I got to work on. The shoot went really good. Quantum was running the camera and all the lights and stuff like that. So the lighting and everything felt so good. And it seems wasted to have a 2005 JVC camcorder strapped to my face. Is that what Israel sent you for nuts for mods? Watch your language or this will end up out of a context video. Ooh, yeah, I should be more careful on the internet. Reminds me of that goofy setup CivTac keeps talking about with that mount to the top of the helmet. And you see through the sunglasses that have screens. That's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think that will be the final form of whatever that is, but it's an interesting idea. But honestly, I would rather have those if they came in like black than freaking this. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, it broke my heart because I hadn't seen what it looked like. And then I opened this up when it got it in the mail. I'm like, I have to be seen on camera wearing this. I get made fun of enough without this thing. Oh, God. So, yeah, and you compare that to a regular set, and it's like, oh man, even this, like, because I thought this was pretty big, but pretty compact. I just don't like this little chunky portion right up here because when it's on the front of your face, it looks a little goofy when you compare to this. Because when I put my night vision on, I just feel like a right on cool guy. I just feel great. These ones not so much, but this one started to feel a little bit cooler after I put this one on. So that is what I'm currently working on at the moment. And then I've been chipping away at a mid-grade, budget LPVO options that are like in the $300 to $500 realm. I'm going to put like 4 or 5 side by side together, see what's kind of the best bang for your buck. Primary Arms and SIG and Sightmark sent me one. And it's okay. The glass is a little messed up on the inside. Am I hearing a ball bearing on your helmet? No. Sorry. I didn't realize it was making it's just my battery cap that I have. It's just hanging open because you don't store them with the batteries in them. So that's what you're hearing. Sorry, I didn't realize it was making all that noise. Oh. Cute little kitty. Cute little kitty showed up. Her bed's behind my monitor. Yes. You guys want to see the cutest cat in the world? And then I'll leave you. She's gonna get mad because I'm picking her up after she jumped into her bed. But this is the cutest cat. Oh, in the world. Oh my God! Look at her. It's perfection. Oh. Look at her beautiful blue eyes. Hey, come here. Oh yeah. Now that's a kitty. That's a kitty. She's the best cat in the world. The best cat. Quantum raised her and Soot, and they're the most well-behaved, well-mannered cats of all time. And they've got these interesting little quirks. She's a huge butt slapper kind of gal. She just likes to have her ass scratched and slapped, and it's really, really weird. And then she likes to come underneath the blankets. So cute. Fun fact about the SMG2 from before it had a bolt hold open and a release next to the mag release. The thing is, I feel like I would hit the wrong one. Oh, she's a Siamese. My brother has 2, and they're so cuddly. Ooh, yeah. It's just the cutest cat. That is. Ooh. She got little tabby stripes on the top of her head still. Out of context, buddy. Out of context. Yeah, the internet's going to be the death of me. The internet's going to be the death of me. But I mean, we only have a few people here. They're not gonna try to ruin my life. And no hater is gonna scrub through a 2 hour and 19-minute live stream talking autistically about night vision and strange guns to get to this point. Hopefully, but there is a Reddit thread devoted to bullying me. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. This was fun to jump on and do live and kind of chat with everybody. I will see you in the YouTube comments. I hope to see you around. Until next time, see ya. Are you willing to bet on that? Well, no, because now one of you guys are going to do it. Time to find a Reddit thread. Yeah, I don't think it's too long, but they are kind of bullying me. Fun times. Have a great night. Thank you, everyone. Also, the only reason why the SMG2 didn't make it off is because the Navy was broke at the time. Well, money. Party in the VC. Let's go. All right. See everybody. Peace. Oh, am I still here? Oh, yeah. I didn't hit the button. I didn't. There's a second button I have to hit. I'm so embarrassed. Bye.